What is up, everyone? Dan the Cardman back again. Welcome to another weekly news video. Now, today's topics, there's 3 in total. It'll be pretty short compared to my usual ones just because I'm not feeling 100% and I'm about to jump on a live stream with AIH, so check it out. This will come out after that live stream, but check it out if you haven't seen it already. Now, the first thing I want to talk to is something I already made a video on this week, and that was the whole Nat Turner graded card situation that looked like it had the issue. Now, I'm not going to re-talk through some of the things I already touched on. There's just one thing I do want to clarify a bit further than what I did in my video. Now, as you can see on here, Nat clarified a few of the other cards that I called out that also looked like they had issues, but he only did 2 of the additional 3 cards that I did call out. Now, I did speak about that in my video, but what I didn't highlight a bit further was Nat's comment down here where he essentially clapped back at me. I sort of brushed past it when I spoke about it in my video. Now, for those of you that have seen that video, basically, what I wanted to add to what I already said was that Nat's comment here, I think it's pretty clear no one should grade cards over the internet. Now, in my opinion, that statement right there was pretty disappointing because the issue was spotted by us, people on the internet looking at that card, identifying that it had a piece of the factory peel still stuck to the card. The graders didn't notice that when they had it in person, right? When they looked at it in person, I should say. Yet us on the internet didn't notice it, right? And this has happened with many other cards in the past where you have to look at some of the cards that BGS, SGC, and PSA have graded that have been trimmed, that have been fake, that have been altered, that people on the internet spotted and they didn't. Okay, so I find that statement really disappointing to see. I think Nat is just very frustrated and maybe, you know, he's just over the whole process, but still, that statement right there, it shows how frustrated he is, and I think it's pretty poor form in my opinion. Yes, he can be frustrated at the process, but don't hate on us guys for spotting things that your own graders can't spot, right? And it's happened many, many times, not just in this one isolation. So you can't take this one poor instance where maybe we got a couple wrong. There's still one that he hasn't flagged, right? And we're still looking for a response from him on. But at the same time, you can't really hate us for that. Now, moving on, I want to highlight something that was really, really good this week from Wax Museum Podcast, who I talk about a lot on this channel. And that was a video that he did that I think you all need to check out because so many people in the hobby these days are confused by it. I still get confused by it myself. And that is what gets classified as a jersey or a patch or a relic or a prime relic, so on and so forth. He breaks it down in this video. It only goes for 5 minutes. It's very short, sharp, and informative. So please check it out. It's a must listen because so many people get this wrong. And as Kyle explains, because people get this wrong on cards that they label as patches that are not patches, it really messes up people being able to identify and search for the cards they actually want. So check it out. It's worth listening to. It's a really, really good one. And again, so many people get this wrong. So I'm fairly certain that some of you out there watching I probably got a wrong assumption too, like I've had in the past as well. It gets really confusing as well, where sometimes Panini will label things incorrectly. They'll label a piece of jersey as a prime relic when it shouldn't be. So again, manufacturers don't help, but it's worth checking out this video. It's very, very good. And the last thing I want to touch on is this post by Cardporn regarding the Luka Doncic RPA. Now, their post, in my opinion, is very snarky, and it speaks to maybe some of this bias they have towards hating on certain companies and praising others. Now, I'm not going to talk through the card specifically. I'll save that for another video. Yes, it's a big loss, but I don't think it's as doom as gloom as people make it out to be. The thing I do want to flag is their negative wording used in this post around PWCC and speaks to some of this thing. Like I said, they play favorites, they have biases, maybe their accounts compromised with them being able to think critically and hate on everyone the same, right? Like if you're going to be a watchdog, hate on everybody the same. Don't play favorites. And the reason why I say that is because in this post, some of the language they use is very negative, where they're talking about after PWCC added the 20% buyer's commission, it pushed the final price to this amount. So hopefully the buyer managed to catch some of this price. Now, some of you might say, okay, well, what's wrong with that? Well, there's 2 things. One, it doesn't read as snarky as it first did before they edited it. And if you want to get an understanding of what the post looked like beforehand, you can see here the Real 27 guy who works for PWCC basically said where they whacked on their buyer's premium. It was just some of the language they used implied that it was snarky. They were so quick to run and make a post and sort of hate on PWCC, be a bit snarky, give a backhanded compliment to PWCC, that sort of thing. But the thing that's pretty interesting here, and it goes back to what Cardporn was saying about AIH Sports, where they grilled him, where he was talking about the owners of Cardporn. And they made a story and they basically said, you know what? At least Sports Card Radio do their research before they comment on things. Well, you know what, Cardporn? Maybe you need to read from your own book and do your own research first, because they say this, and then again down in the comments below, let me scroll for a second. They say a few things like, well, this person's saying it's sold for 3.1 million. Why are you saying it's 2.6? Buyer's premium's included. They're saying you're missing the point. The buyer's premium is not included. Right? The seller doesn't normally get that. And then people from PWCC confirm, like, no, have you read the website? Because if you read the website, you'll find out that for Premier Auctions, which is what this is, when cards sell or items sell over $1 million, the seller gets 3/4 of the buyer's premium. So the amount quoted by Cardporn was wrong. And then they use things like this down here where they're saying confused by what your problem is. We literally said the card had a final bit of this and that we hope the seller got some of the buyer's premium. And as I replied down here, there is no hope, okay? There is no hope that they get the buyer's premium. They're going to get 3/4 of it. There is no hope. It's literally stated on their website. So yes, I'm going to clap back at Cardporn a little bit. They maybe clap back at me, whatever. I don't really care. The thing is, if you want to talk shit about someone, okay, you need to do your own thing and not do the thing you're accusing someone else of. And I've said that before about Cardporn when I did reference that video, because I did say they've done videos in the past, right? And I use their content a lot like I'm using right now. So I do appreciate what OG Cardporn did for the hobby, okay? But there's things that have happened in the past that I've spoken about on this channel where they've said things on their page and they've posted things despite having information that indicated what they posted may have changed or may have been incorrect and they should correct it and they haven't done it. Again, that's not a good look for them. And stuff like this, again, is not a good look. Maybe there is no bias towards Golden Code. Maybe you guys aren't play favorites from Nat Turner. But when you make things like this about PWCC and you've posted something and you actually don't have all the facts, that looks like you're maybe playing favorites. And again, maybe you're not, but that's what it looks like. And perception is everything, like I always say on my channel. So take with that what you will. Please let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I just thought, again, this was a pretty good indication of Cardporn doing that. Not to mention the fact that it took them, over a week to reply to Retro Hoops' original video where the whole hobby was talking about Nat Turner's cards, and then my videos, I did the same thing. It took them a long time to do an original post on that, which I think was about a week. Maybe I was wrong. But then within minutes of Nat posting this correction video, they posted it straight away. So it's like, okay, guys, again, you're doing things like that. Was Cardporn maybe doing that to overcorrect on the perception that they were hiding things for Nat Turner? And maybe that's why they posted it straight away to make sure that they weren't doing that. And they were just trying to save face. But at the same time, again, that's not a good look. Perception is everything. When you see things like this, when you see things like the PWCC post, it's like, guys, you're meant to be the watchdog, you're meant to be protecting everyone, commenting on everything. Hate everyone the same. Like, I can talk shit about Cardporn, okay? I can talk shit about anyone else. And I'm not going to have a problem with you. If you want to have a beer, whatever, I'll have a beer with you. Or so on and so forth. Like, because I say something negatively about you, doesn't mean that I don't agree with everything you say or do agree with everything you say. I can say something negative and call you out for something, but still like you, right? So, use your mind, guys. We're all adults here. Like, just let's try and be better with this sort of stuff. And I know I can be better myself, but again, those examples right there, pretty clear in my opinion. Like, if you're going to hate on PWCC, at least freaking hate on them for like doing something. Don't accuse them of not doing something and maybe not giving the buyer some money or the seller some of the buyer's premium, I should say, when they do in fact very clearly state that on the website. So it is what it is. I just rambled. I'm feeling sick. I'm a bit loopy. Apologies. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.